Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, let us discuss now the concept of forfeiture of shares. When shareholder makes default in payment of call amount, finally company cancels his shares. That is called as forfeiture of shares. This is punishment for the shareholder. Amount so far paid by him is not returned, which becomes profit for the company, and it is transferred to share forfeiture account. Let us read question. Vijay Limited issued 40,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, payable as follows. On application rupees 2, on allotment rupees 3, on first call rupees 3, on second call rupees 2. If we add this value, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. That means shares are issued at par. The company received application for 50,000 equity shares. That means this is a case of oversubscription. Size of issue is 40,000 shares. But company has received application for 50,000 shares. Number of application received is more than size of issue. This is case of oversubscription. Allotment of shares was made on pro rata basis. Share allotment and calls were made and as also received, except Raja holding 1,000 shares failed to pay both the calls. His shares were forfeited after second call. Record the above transactions in the books of Vijay Limited. Now, Mr. Raja has paid application amount. He has paid allotment amount. He failed to pay both the calls. That is, calls in arrears of Raja at the time of first call, rupees 3 per share, and he has been holding 1,000 shares. So at the time of first call, calls in arrears are 3,000. At the time of final call, 2 rupees due. On his 1,000 shares, he didn't paid 2,000. These are the amounts of calls in arrears of Mr. Raja at the time of first call and at the time of final call. Let us record journal entries. Vijay Limited journal. First step will be application stage. Company received application for 50,000 equity shares. Size of issue is 40,000. So there is pro rata allotment. Company received application for 50,000 shares and it has to allot 40,000 shares. So pro rata allotment will be in the ratio of 5:4. That means if a person has applied for 5 shares, 4 shares will be allotted to him. On application, every shareholder has to pay rupees 2 per share. Bank account debit 50,000 shares per share 2 rupees 1 lakh. To equity share application account 1 lakh. On 40,000 allotted shares, application amount will be transferred to equity share capital account. That will be our next entry. Equity share application account debit 80,000 to equity share capital account 80,000. being application amount on 40,000 shares transferred to equity share capital account. Next entry will be demanding allotment amount. Allotment amount is rupees 3 per share. Equity share allotment account debit 1,20,000 to equity share capital account 1,20,000, being share allotment amount due. Now in this case we are required to receive 1,20,000 from shareholders, but already we have some amount as excess application amount. We have received 1 lakh at the time of application. Of this amount of application, transfer to share capital account is 80,000. That means 1 lakh minus 80,000, 20,000 is excess application amount. We are going to allot 40,000 shares. Shareholder have applied for 50,000 shares. So there has been extra application for 10,000 shares. 10,000 shares per share 2 rupees we have received. That is 20,000 is excess application amount. This amount will be applied towards allotment. Total application amount on 50,000 shares. 50,000 multiplied by 2, 1 lakh. Less application amount on 40,000 allotted shares. 40,000 multiplied by 2, 80,000. 1 lakh minus 80,000, excess application amount is 20,000. Amount due on allotment on 40,000 allotted shares, per share 3 rupees, 1,20,000. Less excess application amount adjusted, that is rupees 20,000. So net amount due on allotment is rupees 1 lakh. This whole amount of 1 lakh has been paid by all shareholders. Let us record entry for this. Bank account debit 1 lakh. Equity share application account debit 20,000 to equity share allotment account 1,20,000, being allotment amount received and excess application amount adjusted. With this we have completed allotment stage. Next stage is first call stage. First call amount is rupees 3. Company will be sending call letters to all shareholders, and accordingly company will record entry for first call due. Equity share first call account debit 1,20,000 to equity share capital account 1,20,000, being equity share first call rupees 3 due. All shareholders have paid first call amount except Mr. Raja, who was holding 1,000 shares. He didn't paid first call amount. We have calculated call-in arrears of Raja at the time of first call 3 rupees per share on 1,000 shares. Amount is 3,000. Bank account debit 1,17,000. Call-in arrears account debit 3,000 to equity share first call account 1,20,000. Here we have completed first call stage. Let us proceed for final call. Second and final call is of rupees 2. Company will be sending final call letters to the shareholders demanding final call of rupees 2. Accordingly, entry for final call due will be recorded in books. Equity share second and final call account debit 40,000 multiplied by 2 per share 80,000 to equity share capital account 80,000, being final call due rupees 2 per share. All shareholders have paid the amount except Mr. Raja, who failed to pay final call on 1,000 shares. So at the time of final call, per share 2 rupees on his 1,000 shares, he failed to pay 2,000. Bank account debit 78,000. Call-in arrears account debit 2,000 to equity share second and final call account 80,000, being final call amount received and calls in arrears recorded. His shares were forfeited after second call. So company has forfeited Raja's 1000 shares after second call. So we are required to record an entry for forfeiture of shares. For forfeiture of shares, we are required to debit equity share capital account. Capital have credit balance. To cancel capital, we are required to debit it. 1000 shares per share, 10 rupees called up. Amount is 10,000. Calls in arrears so far at the time of first call 3000, at the time of final call 2000, total 5000. 2 calls in arrears 5000. Calls in arrears are debited, now they are credited, so that account gets closed. To share forfeiture account 5000. This is the amount which Raja has paid at the time of application and allotment. The whole of the amount will not be returned to him, which becomes profit for the company. It's a capital profit share forfeiture account. Being 1000 shares of Mr. Raja forfeited for non-payment of both calls. Here we have recorded all entries up to final call, including forfeiture. Company may issue these shares which are forfeited to some other person, which is called as reissue of shares. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to our channel Ekeeda. Thank you.